Comrade, what's up, my friend?
Yo, what's up?
How's it
I miss
going?
you.
Miss you too, bro. How's Sweden?
Cold compared to Morocco, but it's home.
It's okay. You'll
It's
be
nice.
here in a week.
Sweden's good.
It's all good. All right, let's get straight into it. How'd you find me?
First time I found you was on Instagram, of course. I don't use TikTok.
Yep.
I was scrolling, found you. I think you were collaborating with another creator, and I follow. I pressed the follow button just because first you were funny. You were doing funny shit and funny captions, and you had some actual sauce instead of just eat steak, sleep 8 hours, train hard, like everyone are doing. You actually had something else.
Yep. So where were you before we started working together? Physicality, mentally, everything.
We're already jacked. I don't know if I will be the one editing this video, so you'll probably see some pictures. But my physical form was already great. But it's we purely focus on the psychological work.
Mm-hmm.
The day I signed up was just like a week or so before me and my girlfriend at the time broke up. And we're like in a deep shithole at that time with the relationship stuff. Because I was scared to lose her. And when you're acting out of scarcity or fear, you can't really be high testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm here, I'm drinking Coke. Sugar high equals testosterone high.
Mm. I think let's give context to the people because clearly you live with me. You're not here right now. You're in
Yeah.
Sweden, but let's give context to the people. How did you get to live with me? Like, what was the process? How did we get
How
here?
first
How did we get here?
how first got to meet.
Yeah, I mean all of it.
Yeah. First of all, you should watch the vlogs, and you will find you will see the whole backstory. Because the first vlog is the day I come to Morocco, and we meet up for the first time. But it was essentially I used to work as a security guard back in Sweden. I was working my night shift, and previously I edited a unreleased vlog for you, and you liked the work. You knew I had a camera. You see my stuff. I posted on Instagram. So one of my night shifts, I get a call. I'm like, he never calls me if we don't get a book call. But let me answer. You say, is there a possibility you can get like a couple of days off or a week off your work because I need someone to film some content and edit some content for me. And I say, maybe it might be a bit too early because I just started this work. I was on my first week actually working. I've been on dedication for a couple of weeks, and I were about to finish my first week of the actual job. So it felt wrong to ask to like, can I fuck this shit and just go to another country to meet someone I never met. And by the way, this was the first time I'm outside of Scandinavia in over 10 years. First time flying alone. It's a big step, but I called my boss, told him I can't work these 2 dates, and you booked a ticket. We met up in Morocco, and just a couple of days after, I got offered a full-time spot as the content director, filmmaker for the team. So I quit my job, and now we travel the world making videos together.
Hell yeah. Awesome. The best story ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened quick. It feels like we've known each other for years, but yeah, I loved working with you. And we were doing psychological work mainly. We were doing like slightly like physique tweaks and putting more mass on, but it was mainly psychological. So let's talk about the psychological work really quick. What exactly did you gain from, not just testosterone wise, but psychologically improving your mindset and changing the way your identity works? Improving the way your identity works, excuse me.
When I first signed up for the mentorship, I was deep in a shithole mentally. As I said, I was already in great shape, but the breakup and the whole relationship stuff was really taking a toll of my identity and everything that were regarding myself, because I was so fused to this relationship, and when that relationship were breaking apart, it felt like I was breaking apart, because my identity, I I chained that to the relationship instead of chaining it to myself. Uh, I had I had a lot of trouble with external validation. I really like compliments. I really like external validation from people, and especially girls. And my identity, it's hard to say where I was at exactly without, how do you sum it up as bad and not grounded on a stable foundation. It was brutal and it wasn't connected to myself.
Yeah. Anyway, how did you feel like about, because a lot of the work is skeptical for people, right? They look at testosterone psychology. How did you feel when you heard about this for the first time? What did you think?
For me, it was quite obvious that was in the mind. I always been thinking that everything is your perception, like your perception will shape your reality. Look for red cars, you will see more red cars. I were also making YouTube videos back in the day. That's why I had a camera in the first place and why I know how to edit videos. I was making a testosterone video back in the day, like 2 years ago, saying you need a testosterone lifestyle and you need a testosterone mindset. I didn't
know
go
that.
into, huh?
I didn't know that.
No, it's true though.
That's cool.
Maybe I can show you later. Send me a
Yeah.
link. Yeah, but I didn't talk about eating, sleeping, training. Like for me, that was so basic, and I wanted to do something else. So I started looking into the psychological stuff. So when I first saw you doing that, and I saw that you were literally the only person that were thinking the same way, so it was just an obvious for me to start following.
Yeah. So where are you now? Where are you now in terms of life, lifestyle, health, mentality, psychology, testosterone levels?
Yeah. The funny thing is, I never done any blood work. I don't really know where my testosterone level is, and I never know where it was. But it's high. I feel it's higher than it ever been. My life now is basically me not giving a shit about anything and just doing the stuff that I enjoy, working hard. By the way, guys, we're working basically every hour of the day that we're not sleeping or eating. We're working, it's not rare for us to work 16, 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
So my lifestyle now is really, to sum it up, work hard, play hard.
Yeah. Amazing. So anything that you would change inside of the mentorship, what would it be, if any? Be brutally honest.
It's hard to say because I had such a great experience. And it was actually, when I first signed up, we already spoke. It was me, you reached out to me first, and then I picked up on your offer. Because to be honest, I was desperate. I wanted to fix my relationship, and that was the main reason why I signed up in the first place. If I could change anything about the coaching, mentorship, if I could change anything about the mentorship, it will be me taking more control over my problems instead of finding the problem and actually be conscious of it. Because I used to do this, I found the problem, I got conscious of it, and I were able to form it into words. And I would like drop it off to Ali and let him come up with the solution without me even thinking of the solution myself.
Yep. Yeah, that was another huge thing that we were doing, was conscious work.
Yeah.
When we qualify people to work with us so that we can get them to high testosterone, what's like the first question we ask them? How conscious are you? You know, do you make conscious decisions? Do you think with strategy? We never touched base on that because you showed me you were competent. But then when we got into the mentorship, it was like, this guy needs to make conscious decisions and think ahead of time. And now, living with you and you living with me and seeing it, it's like night and day, completely different person. I don't want to speak for you, but I'll tell you this. I think, what the hell is that?
You saw it?
Yeah. I think you are by far the most enjoyable experience I've ever had working with someone. Clearly, if we live together. So, the most enjoyable, the most bonding. I couldn't wish for, a better mentee and to now call you a brother, and that's the power of what we do, man, and not just you, Luco, who we're also going to interview, lives with us now.
Yeah.
So it's amazing, from Mentee, so scrolling on Instagram to seeing me to now living with me, full circle, and now building an empire together. So it's amazing.
You really are.
Yeah, I'm proud of us, man.
Me too. One thing that came up, shoot, like every people or everyone that watches this video that's going to sign up or have signed up, shoot. One thing that THP told me a bunch of times was take advantage of this. If I had this offer, if I were in a mentorship, I would go in guns blazing. You told me this multiple times, I remember. And
That's crazy.
Ask questions, spam, even if on the side of behind the scenes, he's on his phone typing, sending voice message, video message. He spends a lot of time on these guys to make sure that, I don't know if I should say we or you, but the mentees get taken care of.
For sure. 100%. No one goes unnoticed. It's a family, bro. It's a huge little family, And if I had it any other way, I would definitely want somebody to be doing the grunt work for me. But then that takes away the specialness of the whole mentorship, where it's working hand in hand and solving those problems to get people to high T in 12 weeks. So, if that's my promise to someone, I'm going to make sure it's taken care of. So, and that separates you and me from like everyone we've seen on the internet. We've studied the whole battlefield of the competition. Literally everyone.
You saw that thing?
Yeah, but it's no one's doing what we do. Literally, not one creator is doing what we do. So we're killing it.
That's also one reason why I think we haven't exploded, is because we're doing stuff manually.
Yeah.
But it's also what creates that close-knit community.
Yeah, our community is fucking, it's the best. All right.
A question for you.
Yeah.
If you could change anything about the mentorship, what would you change when it comes to the months we work together? Because we worked from March 2026 to, I guess, June. Because June 4th was the day I landed in Morocco.
Yeah. If I could change anything between us, you did all the feedback, you followed all the steps, you constantly asked questions. If you didn't ask questions, I was on your ass about it. You held yourself accountable, and when you didn't hold yourself accountable, you came to me and would tell me. You followed the system. We did everything we needed to do for you to become shredded, even more shredded than you already are. By the way, guys, I know he looks like he's just chilling right now. This guy's like 8% body fat, jacked, tall, handsome. I'm trying not to be a yes man, because this is why I said this is like my favorite person to work with. Maybe some harsh criticism, it would be your timing. Every single time you'd call me, I'd be eating dinner.
Yeah.
Either eating dinner or sitting down to get ready to eat dinner. So that was a headache. I'd be like, fuck, bro, I just got the food. Can you give me,
To be fair, And I only called you out of the blue one time.
Yeah.
The other times when you were eating was the booked calls.
Yeah, yeah. It was always the book called. It was just the worst timing ever.
You
But
shouldn't have that time on the calendar.
no, it's my fault. You know what it was? It's when you're going to another country and you forget to change the time slot. But we got the
Yeah.
system now, so it's all good. Um, Last question. If you
Yeah.
would recommend me to anyone, this is kind of a general question, you'll have to answer specific to you. But if you were to recommend me to anyone who's looking to get high testosterone within 12 weeks, what would you say to them?
Be completely honest, because he can't help you if you can't be honest and come forward with your problems, with your thoughts, how you feel, the symptoms you're feeling, what's happening. If you tell him and give him real input, he will give you real output. Because if you can't tell him that you're feeling shit,
Yep.
and you're just saying it's a good day, or if you can't tell him I relapsed on porn, I ate slop, uh, I drank too much alcohol. If you just keep this shit to yourself, he will never know, and he can't help you with stuff that he doesn't know.
Yep.
And that's the number one thing I promised myself when I entered this mentorship, that he can't help me if I'm not being true and telling him about my problems. When you sign up, be completely honest, because that is when you will reap the most benefits, and maybe you will end up in the house that he's sitting in right now that I will get into in 1 week.
Nice. See you in a week. All right, brother.
Thank you.
Of course.
See you.
You.